We are live in 3, 2, 1.
A dangerous morning commute for Utahns, causing more than 2-hour delays.
So let's work together, compromise, and reach a deal that will truly make America safe.
Donald Trump calls for unification and compromise along a strong push for a border wall in his second State of the Union address.
But his love of his country and his state was also very evident, perhaps most evident, beyond the circumstance in which he wore the uniform. Major Taylor gave his time and
A North Ogden building is renamed after the late Major Brent Taylor. Welcome to Newsline. It's Wednesday, February 6th. I'm Madeline Reber.
And I'm Paula Kiko Chandler. It was a dangerous and messy commute for drivers this morning.
The drive times were around 3 times longer than normal. From Weber to Utah counties, the snow-packed roads made driving difficult. Many surface roads and freeways did not get plowed until later in the morning. Because the roads were not plowed, the layers of snow made the roads slick. Many people were in extreme conditions on the interstates, many only driving at half the speed limit. Some people even drove with their hazard lights on. Police were responding to several side-offs and crashes in the unsafe conditions. The storm that started dumping snow yesterday has caused many accidents on the roads. A 70-year-old woman was killed in a wreck on an icy road in Richmond. Southbound I-15 in Weber County was closed for hours after a 6 semi-truck pile-up and 10 cars were involved in a crash. No serious injuries were reported. Utah Highway Patrol troopers responded to 149 accidents statewide as of 8:30 last night. UHP will update those crash totals to include the morning accidents later today.
Schools across the state are closed because of the snowstorm.
Allie Arnold joins us now with more on the snow days in many districts. Allie.
Thanks, Madeline. Snow Day is the #1 trending hashtag nationally on Twitter, and Utah is no exception. Numerous school districts, including Granite, who tweeted, "It is officially a snow day, I am not kidding," and a few others like Jordan, Salt Lake, and Canyons have closed their doors and told students to stay home. Per district policy in the Jordan Canyon School District, classes will be made up on President's Day. The Salt Lake Community College and University of Utah have also canceled their classes as people are sharing pictures of 11 inches of snow. One user on Instagram shared this photo captioned, "This is what a Utah snow day looks like," showing snow piled up on cars and on the streets. Many students are excited because snow days in Utah are pretty uncommon. One shared this funny GIF with the caption, "Finally," and another tweeted, "I've waited my whole life for this. Finally, a snow day in Utah." And don't forget the teachers, like this one who wrote, "It's a snow day in Utah, miracle of miracles. This teacher is happily in bed." But for many of us college students, we are just gonna have to grin and bear it. Newsline has the full list of schools and districts closed in Utah for the snow. Go on our Facebook page to check that out. Back to you.
Thanks, Allie.
Snowfall is causing problems on roads throughout Utah.
Chris Jacobs is live in Provo with snow totals for the Wasatch Front and what roads are closed. Chris.
Snow is falling, like you said, all throughout Utah, specifically in Salt Lake County, though, where they've received 6 inches of snow so far. Bountiful has received about 5 inches, and then Ogden up north has received 2.5. Here in Provo, we've gotten about 3/4 of an inch, and this snow will continue to fall until 3 p.m., though here in Provo, it's already started to slow down a bit. Little Cottonwood Canyon is closed as of 5:30 a.m. this morning, and Big Cottonwood Canyon should actually be reopening right about now. Also, roads down in Zion's National Park have also been closed due to hazardous winter conditions. But like I said, snow will be going until 3 p.m. We'll tell you when it's going to maybe come back even later tonight at Weather Watch later. Back to you.
Thanks, Chris. A 14-year-old is arrested after a deadly shooting in West Valley City. Police say the teen shot and killed 15-year-old Marquez Grajeda. Grajeda was shot inside a friend's house where several people were witnessing the shooting. When people searched the home, 2 guns were found. It is not known whether either of the gun was used. Police booked the 14-year-old into jail on charges of criminal homicide.
Salt Lake City police arrest a man accused of burglarizing the Salt Lake City Justice Courthouse. Monday morning, employees arrived at work to discover that someone had broken into the building the night before. Security officers reviewed surveillance footage where they saw this photo, which led authorities to accuse Benjamin Banfield. The 26-year-old was arrested on Tuesday. He's accused of causing an estimated $5,000 in damage over the weekend.
President Trump struck a diplomatic tone to a divided Congress during his State of the Union address. Karen Kaifa has the highlights from Capitol Hill. Karen.
President Trump's State of the Union address lasted 82 minutes, and at times it seemed like there were two speeches happening. On the one hand, he took aim at Democrats for investigations into things like his campaign and his finances. On the other hand, he called on Democrats to work with him on issues like infrastructure and lowering prescription drug costs. On a contentious Capitol Hill, the president preached unity.
The state of our union is strong.
To a divided Congress.
The only thing that can stop it are foolish wars, politics, or ridiculous partisan investigations.
With Democratic Speaker Nancy Pelosi over his shoulder and scores of newly elected women watching in front of him.
Don't sit yet. You're going to like this. We also have more women serving in Congress than at any time before.
Many critical of the president's demand for border wall funding that led to the longest government shutdown in history.
Walls work and walls save lives.
During the Democratic response, former Georgia gubernatorial candidate Stacey Abrams challenged Trump.
America is made stronger by the presence of immigrants, not walls.
Still, President Trump touched on bipartisan topics like infrastructure projects, cutting the cost of prescription drugs, and ending HIV in the U.S.
Together, we will defeat AIDS in America and beyond.
Trump also touted his foreign policy agenda.
Chairman Kim and I will meet again on February 27th and 28th in Vietnam.
Now, the president and Congress have until February 15th to work together to keep the government funded.
So let's work together, compromise, and reach a deal that will truly make America safe.
The next question becomes whether President Trump will declare a national emergency that would allow him to bypass congressional approval for the money for that border wall. Aides were considering announcing that move in the speech here tonight, but ultimately decided against it. On Capitol Hill, I'm Karen Kaifa.
Thanks, Karen.
While President Trump preached unity to Congress in Washington, Utahns watching the State of the Union address heard different messages. Newsline reporter Danny Hollows joins us now. Danny, what did Utahns say about the address?
Well, opinions were all over the place last night at a watch party I attended at the building just behind me. But for both Utah Democrats and Utah Republicans, unity was not the message they heard.
It was a night full of messages. Groups like the newly elected Congresswomen in white sent a message. Nancy Pelosi's face sent a message, and the support of Trump's family and friends sent a message. But as President Trump asked members of Congress
to choose greatness,
some Utahns feel like the president didn't choose the right message.
I've been really frustrated with the government shutdown, and I was hoping that he'd talk about it.
Trump briefly touched on the potential for another government shutdown if Congress can't reach a compromise in 9 days. And that hits home in Utah.
Because a couple of weeks ago, I went with some buddies to the Capitol Reef National Park, and it was kind of a mess. Like, there was, no, janitorial services, nothing was being cleaned up, and, trash was everywhere, and it was, a ghost town, and it was weird, and I feel like that's hurting, tourism in Utah.
But some Utahns feel that President Trump's message did reach our borders.
And I think one of the things he talked about a lot was immigration. And Utah's not right next to the border, but we have a lot of immigrants coming in.
While opinions in Utah may be divided on the success of the president's message,
I think it's important to remember that whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, there's a lot of good things that Trump is doing, and I appreciate how we talked about those things and discussed the things that are going well in our country.
For the future of Utah, it all just depends on what happens next in our nation's capital. Reporting live in Provo, I'm Danny Hallows. Back to you.
Thanks, Danny.
A bill on Utah's Hill will allow higher levels of radioactive waste to be stored in the state. Utah's currently allows the storage of Class A radioactive waste. House Bill 220 will allow Class B or low class level C radioactive waste to be stored in the state. Permission would need to be granted by the Utah Director of Division of Waste Management and Radiation Control. A bill has been proposed in the 2019 Utah legislative session to eliminate straight ticket voting. Utah is one of the only 8 states that still allows straight ticket voting, where constituents can cast their ballots for all candidates of one particular party. This bill will allow voters to cast only one vote for an individual candidate.
The United States unanimously passed a resolution to rename the North Ogden Department Veteran Affairs Outstation after former Mayor Brent Taylor.
But his love of his country and his state was also very evident, perhaps most evident, beyond the circumstance in which he wore the uniform. Major Taylor gave his time and his energy to his community.
Taylor was killed in Afghanistan on November 3rd. Utah Representative Rob Bishop introduced a resolution to change the name. It passed unanimously in a vote yesterday. Jenny Taylor, the widow of Taylor, was present during the vote in Washington, D.C.
Utah is ranked as the 25th best state for singles. That's according to Wallet Hub's Best and Worst Cities for Singles report. The report compared 50 states by measuring 3 indicators: dating economics, dating opportunities, and romance and fun. Utah has the lowest share of single adults, and it ranks number 2 for mobile dating opportunities. The top 3 states for singles are Florida, California, and Texas, while West Virginia falls last.
Protesters burned flags in the streets of Alabama. We'll tell you what sparked the protest and why protesters are calling for justice.
Here we go.
A horse gets stuck in an icy pond. We'll show you the daring rescue firefighters orchestrated to save the animal.
The ash, it ranges from just nothing but maybe as high as 2 feet thick.
The summer wildfires could cause trouble for the mountains this winter. Find out why people are keeping an eye on the burn zones in Utah County.
I don't remember how it started.
North of that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me.
That was perfect.
But I heard every word.
What's Beethoven's favorite fruit? Banana.
How does a tissue dance? Put a little boogie on it. Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham-bam minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high-five.
President Trump announces that he will meet with North Korea leader Kim Jong-un for a second time later this month. Trump's plans to meet with Kim Jong-un in Vietnam on February 27th and 28th. 2 possible locations are Hanoi and Da Nang. North Korea has expressed their willingness to denuclearize the USA. If the USA will do the same, Trump called this movement for peace historic. Demonstrations with flag burning erupted in Alabama after a police officer is cleared in the deadly shooting of a man.
I want to know if that was your child, would you consider this justice? Would anybody consider this justice?
PJ Bradford was shot by police at the River Chase Galleria Mall outside Birmingham in November. Now, the state's attorney general says the shooting death of Bradford was justified. He was originally identified as a suspect in the shooting, but later Hoover police say he may not have had anything to do with that crime.
Pope Francis publicly announces that some nuns have been sexually abused by Catholic priests and bishops and that it could still be happening. He referred to cases of abuse while he was returning to the Vatican after his historic visit to the United Arab Emirates. The Pope said it was a problem that the Vatican has been working on for some time. A Colorado firefighters have helped a 25-year-old horse from an icy pond. The horse's name is Patches, and Patches wandered from off her property. Firefighters found the horse unable to stand after falling through ice in a pond. Firefighters wrapped up the horse with a hose and drug her to safety. The owner said Patches is sore but will be okay.
The CDC's first investigation in 2019 of is a salmonella outbreak related to hedgehogs.
I have a hedgehog. She's super cute. Her name's Harley. She is super sweet. A lot of hedgehogs can be really mean.
There's 11 cases of salmonella in 8 different states. Utah is not one of those states, but our neighbor Colorado has reported 1 case. 10 of those cases are linked to hedgehogs, including Colorado. There are some simple solutions to keep pet owners healthy and clean.
You just clip her nails after, and then when you give her a bath, you just put her in like some warm water, and then you just use kind of baby shampoo is what I use, and then I try and take an old toothbrush and brush her quills.
Other animals linked to salmonella are guinea pigs, lizards, turtles, chicks, ducklings, and frogs.
February is a month of love, but how far are you willing to go to find that special someone? A group of young men started their own version of the ABC's The Bachelor on YouTube, known as The Bachelor of Provo.
I think the main goal is just to have fun with it. If I get a girlfriend out of it, like, good, that's fine. But it's a lot of fun overall, so.
You bet.
I'm just happy. Yeah, seriously.
Their friend Colin Ross into quite literally the most eligible bachelor of Provo.
Like, all of a sudden people are like taking pictures, they're like offering like to buy me lunch, and it's like pretty crazy because I'm like still like the same guy, but like just everyone's been watching my show.
I'm from
With their YouTube channel receiving even international attention, the young bachelor is enjoying his time in the limelight. Make sure to follow drama through their Instagram at The Provo Bachelor.
Communities came together last fall as fires threatened their homes. Now these communities continue to face danger as snow fills the mountains. Newsline reporter Amber Peterson found out how much danger is present and what Woodland Hills is doing to prepare.
Woodland Hills receives no shortage of snow every winter, but this year is a little different. Buried underneath all that snow is hardened clay and feet of ash.
The ash, it ranges from just nothing but maybe as high as 2 feet thick.
Woodland Hills faces avalanche danger every year. The last avalanche to happen was back in 2005, but no homes were harmed in the 2,000-foot path. Woodland Hills City Council member David Pratt told me how the fire affected those previous avalanche areas.
The parts of the city where we've had avalanche problems in the past actually didn't get burned that much.
New areas have attracted concern now due to the amount of burning from the summer fire.
It's really this area right here that we're most concerned about, because this burned quite a bit up here, and then all the way down it burned quite a bit. And this is what drops right down in just above our park.
This canyon is located directly above the home of Bob Otley.
But they are very concerned about this canyon that's across the street.
People who live in Woodland Hills are prepared to leave if danger becomes present. After facing fires and potential mudslides, an avalanche can't scare these people.
There is absolutely no reason to be scared. What will be, will be.
Reporting for Newsline in Woodland Hills, I'm Amber Peterson.
A new round of snow is causing problems across Minnesota. This was the scene early Wednesday morning in Minneapolis as crews worked to clear the roads ahead of the AM rush. The city got about 3.5 inches of snow yesterday, and parts of southern Minnesota had it even worse, with some communities reporting nearly a foot. Another round of snow is expected to hit the state today, with much of Minnesota seeing another 4 to 8 inches. That's expected to be followed by a new round of sub-zero temperatures by the end of the week. As we go to the radar, we can actually see this is the snow we're receiving here in Provo. That light blue and dark blue, both of those are the snow we're receiving. And that's going to come back tonight at around 10 p.m. So if we actually see here, we actually have the snow amounts for the next couple days, and that's what we're going to be looking at. So even though it's going to stop for a bit, we're going to get some more. Going to our highs, we can actually see that Salt Lake, Provo, Vernal, they're all below freezing. St. George is even dropping down to a 43, but the majority of the state is right around freezing or right below. If we go to our lows, though, for the week, they drop even farther. Vernal's at a 9, Richfield's at an 8, Provo 17, Salt Lake City 18. Looking at our 5-day forecast, southern Utah is looking like a lot of sunshine with a bit of cloud cover on Monday, so smile, it's sunshine outside. Going into northern Utah, we can see we're looking at some cloud cover as well as some more snow coming into the beginning of the weekend, and then finishing up with even more snow at the beginning of next weekend. So yeah, definitely prepare for snow.
Well, we're prepared right now with all this
We're
snow
ready.
right now, aren't we?
Thank you so much, Chris. Coming up, it is National Signing Day nationwide. Find out who BYU needs to pick up before recruitment season for next season is over. Also, Donovan Mitchell and Ricky Rubio and Rudy Gobert showcase their acting skills coming up.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Happy February 6th, also known as National Signing Day for college football. Today, BYU will finalize all of their freshman recruiting class, hoping to pick up another star like this.
Zach Wilson, Corner Canyon, Draper, Utah, quarterback.
Last year, BYU picked up star quarterback Zach Wilson. This year, they are looking for some help on the ground. BYU lost a lot of running power in players like Squally Canada, Matt Hadley, and Riley Burt. BYU's running game was the focal point of their offense last year, so there will be some big shoes to fill. The Cougars have signed 14 players so far, but there are plans to add a few more today. A National Native American organization is urging Cedar High School to keep their Red Man mascot after concerns of it being offensive and racist. During a presentation at Cedar High School this Saturday, it was announced that mascot names such as Redmen and Redskins bring pride to tribal members. The school board, however, has voted 3-2 yesterday to retire the Native American name and mascot, considering it can be offensive to many. The school has carried the Redmen name since 1943. Utah Jazz point guard Ricky Rubio received a gift yesterday as he visited the Huntsman Cancer Institute. Rubio regularly visits the Cancer Institute to talk to patients and lift their spirits. To show their appreciation for all that he does, the HCI staff gifted Rubio with a personalized lab coat with his name on it. Rubio visited with patients receiving chemotherapy and even handed out tickets to tonight's game against the Phoenix Suns, where they hope to bounce back after a 27-point loss to the Houston Rockets on Saturday. The Jazz currently sit at the number 7 seed with a record of 30-24. Along with being great members of the community, the Utah Jazz are well known for their unity and friendship. This clip proves that to be true.
I am not a cat guy.
Le gustan los gatos.
Can you say it faster? I'm trying.
The Vivint Smart Home YouTube page released a commercial outtake reel of the Jazz players laughing and joking while trying to film a commercial titled Cat Guy. You know, these guys are just the best of friends. If you follow them on social media, they're always talking to each other, they're always hanging out, and it's just really nice to see that for a hometown team.
I do see on their Instagrams a lot. They're always talking to each other. It's really fun.
Absolutely. We'll be right back.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high-five.
New ways to express yourself through emojis have been revealed.
That's right, more than 50 new emojis will be available of March of this year. The new pack of emojis is all about inclusiveness. New emojis include things like sloths, onions, garlic, and most importantly, all new people. People with physical disabilities such as those with use wheelchairs, prosthetics, hearing aids, and even those who are deaf or blind. Each group is represented with their own emojis.
I love that. I love how inclusive it is. I think they're adding more and more, and it's becoming.
Hopefully they can get my skin tone right this time.
I'm going to have to expand my emoji repertoire,
That's right.
Try to use some more.
We've recently gotten news from UHP that there have been 313 crashes as of total from the news. Thank you for joining us today on Newsline.